Introduce yourself. What name you go by?
Artist name PNotez with a Z. You know, it's really the Z really silent. It's PNote.
Alright, bet. How did you get your name? Like what all went into that?
So really, you know, my nickname is PJ. Like that was always my nickname, and so everybody called me P for short. And it would really be like HP, Hellified P. Hellified is like my neighborhood. It ain't a gang or nothing like that. It's just my neighborhood, my family, what we go by. And so the reason that I go by PNotez though is because the Hellified, a lot of people big on power of the tongue, and that hell part, I don't want people to take that the wrong way. So the whole PNote thing, that's another spinoff of my nickname. You know what I'm saying? So PNote is what my guys call me. It's kind of like a C note, like $100, $100. Kind of like C note about my bread or whatever. And then the notes is also, it's like a double entendre on music and money. So the note, the PNote is like a C note, or the actual musical notes. So it's kind of like a bunch of names. We do a lot of names where we from. Everybody got a bunch of little nicknames.
So what area is like the Hellified area?
So
that you come from?
It's south suburbs. One of the south suburbs. I'm still kind of in the mix, so I don't want to be too detailed, but it's definitely a south suburb. It's my grandma block actually. Anybody who know me, they know that block. They've been there. It's where we hooped at. It's where we ran around at. That's our spot. It's like a safe zone. We call it Hellified, but it's really a safe zone. It's really where everybody come. Ain't no problems. You ain't got to come over here and worry about no fighting, no shooting, no drama. It's just family.
Alright, bet. So how was it over there, like in total, like what I'm saying, like when you was growing up, how was your upbringing? Like, was there a lot of BS that you had to deal with? Was it a well off neighborhood? Was it like how was it growing up in your area?
So honestly, my neighborhood is more like one of those classic black movie neighborhoods. So it is a hood. You got all of the things you deal with in the hood, but it's one of those hoods that also got all of those classic good parts of the hood people don't talk about. We had the candy stores. We had it where somebody else grandma could slap you upside your head. You know what I'm saying? We respected all each other parents, and so as much as we had, couple of shootings, people fighting, we have all the things that neighborhoods got. You got your drug dealers and problem childs and all of that. That come with all of that, but for the most part, we still always had that camaraderie and love as a neighborhood too, and we all real patriotic about the neighborhood. We all have a respect for it. The people who have brought problems aren't from the neighborhood. We've had problems, going outside the neighborhood. So, it's real classic, I would say, real classic black neighborhood where it's a mix of all your treacherous things, but you also got a lot of love and a lot of good memories and times.
Yeah, that's actually real, because usually when I ask that question and stuff, what I'm saying, especially with rappers, they be trying to make it seem like they come from like the hardest block ever to be a block. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to like kind of overgas it.
Nah, man. I don't glorify none of that, man. I'm really, that's an even big part of who I am as a person, man. I ain't on all that. You cool with cussing?
Yeah, you good.
All right, I ain't with all that tough shit, man. I'm showing everybody you could live the same life that your favorite rapper, artist, actor, whoever you look up to, you can live that same life without having to do none of the extra shit. You know what I'm saying? You have all the women you want. You can even have a gun. You can have any car, any clothes, whatever it is, you glorify it without all that tough shit. So, no, I don't really, I've been around. I come from around it. Like, I come from in the middle of it, but I made the decision to not partake. I took the decision to take a different route, and take care of myself and, make my family as proud as I can,
All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's definitely real. So as far as so even with that, like, do you get a lot of flack from like people from the city since you from the suburbs? Like, do they be really like? Cause I know it's like a big thing. Like if you from anything but, you know what I'm saying, Chicago, certain people, ain't everybody, some people that, you know what I'm saying, they pick and choose. From what I see, they pick and choose. Like, I know, like, Juice WRLD, he from the suburbs, but the city claim him. I know, you got a few other rappers and artists and stuff that's really from the suburbs, but the city claim him, and then you got some, like, you know what I'm saying, if you got any flaw in your armor, they're like, oh yeah, nah, he really from the suburbs, you know what I'm saying, and they make a big deal of that. So do you be running into that too?
No, actually, me personally, I don't, and that's only because of how I carry myself. Like, I'm real. My personality is, my character is universal. Like, who I am right now is who I am around an old lady, a gangster, a Christian. You know, it don't matter for me. Like, I don't change who I am. I don't change even my slang, my posture, nothing. Like, I'm very much, you see what you get what you see. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't nobody really worry about necessarily even where I'm from and what I'm about, because they see how I move. Like, I don't sit here and portray no city road, no city nothing, you know, or no suburb road, suburb nothing. You know, I just be me and I just do me. So nobody really worry too much about. I never get much of, you know, people ask you where you from just naturally, but I don't get no flack from it, you know. And then plus, if you really pay attention to me, my image, my music, everything, you don't really care enough about the whole city thing and what chink might be in my armor, because I lay everything out there already. You know what I'm saying? When you let it be known you not on all that, you get a lot of less, you know, flack from it.
Right, right.
They already don't expect it from you, so.
Right. So you don't let where you from like define you or nothing like that.
No, and actually, you know, even to go with that, it kind of do define me. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I'm from is where I'm from, and I'm patriotic to that. You know, just like how Chief Keef love O Block, Herb love Essex, you know, Doug and them love 63rd, rest in peace, Doug. But like, just like everybody patriotic about where they from, I'm patriotic about where I'm from. That's where I grew up at. That's where my memories at. That's where my family at. You know what I'm saying? So for me to sit here and, because I'm from the burbs, and because it's somebody else's eyes, that ain't cool or that ain't whatever. Like, I was born where I was born at. I can't, you know, a lot of people, everybody's so big on banging where they from, but you only there because of somebody else's decision. You could have been born in Mississippi, Iowa. That ain't got nothing to do with you. So, you know, I read where I'm from, period.
Right, right. Yeah. What what made you start making music, and how long you been making music?
So a lot of people don't know this about me, actually, but I've been writing music since I started to write. Cause my thing is, I'm not just into music. I just love words. Period. I always wrote stories, essays, poems. You know, I done been in spelling bees, all these type of things. I always love words and letters. That was just always my thing. So I've been writing music since I really could write. And then I actually started making music. I started making music in college, actually, when I got in my first booth. When, you know, because how it happened was I would just freestyle to people. We'd play around, and people didn't know I made music, so they would be real like shocked, like, "Hey, you actually could." And then it kind of came about because my cousin told everybody I could rap. He was the one that knew I could. And so once my cousin started spreading that word, people like, "Man, you need to go and get in the booth, just try it." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get in the booth, and, you know, I dropped my first song in 2022, though. That was when I actually released my first song. But I recorded my first song. It was 2018, I believe. Got on my first mic.
Okay. So I mean, so why did it take you so long to like start actually dropping music? Like, was you just a little shy? Or you had like a different persona that you had for yourself? Or, you know, being a rapper, it come with like a certain persona. Like, you got to be more aware of your character. You know what I'm saying? Your public perception when you're a rapper. So was you didn't want that to be like what people knew you for? What was going on with
Actually, a
that?
little bit of all of that. My very first problem was I was so young when I first started making music that my parents, I couldn't have them hear what I was saying in my song, you know, in my little raps or whatever. And I had it in my head. The reason that I never really just went with it and showed everybody that side of me, even though I did it so much, was because I was always kind of worried about what everybody would think. Because in my head, I knew I wasn't a gangster. I knew I wasn't, you know, quote unquote like that. So to me, for me to be saying, you know, certain things you say, it's not that you do it, but it's like your imagery. It's what you think about at the time. So I would have these things I would say, and then I'm like, man, I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to be something I'm not. But then it realized to me that you can be an artist and you can like portray them things, but it's more so speaking of what's around you than like that's how you living. So once I realized that I could still play with the words like I love to do, but I could still keep my image how it is. Then that's when I realized that this wasn't a bad thing for me to do, because I'm still able to, you know, I still have a career. You know, my jobs know that I make music and stuff, and they don't even discriminate me for it, because they can see, even though past what some of the things that I say that might be a little greasy, they can see my actual image. They can see, you know, how I'm really coming with it, even on my blog and things like that. So I would say, you know, that was mostly what it was, just kind of hiding a part of myself. And now I feel very much more liberated and free now that I've let it out. You know, I feel like myself for real.
Yeah, like you can be able to write, you know what I'm saying, make music from a different perspective um that ain't your life, but also still be able to keep a certain image. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
And that's something that I've learned to master. Like, and what I mean by master is like a lot of people don't know that my music is a big mixture of my actual life, fantasy world, and the world that's around me. And what I love about how I do it is you never know which of it is me. You know, I got songs in third person, but it's really my life. I got songs in first person that ain't my life. You know, I got, and like you say, even like Tupac with, you know, having a song from a woman's perspective, I got songs like that. They not all out yet or whatever. I'm still, you know, in the midst of releasing, but the way that I form my art, it keeps the audience to where they can have some type of insight on life, but they got to stay tuned in to where they can start deciphering what's really mine and not what's really, you know, real or not. And I feel like, you know, that's just enough art in itself that I'm able to do that, to play with the different points of views and the different imageries and surroundings that surround us, you know. So I definitely try to twist everything together that way.
Right, right. Yeah, that, like I said, that's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So like, as far as when you speaking from your life, well, not even just your life, like as far as your music, period, how much of it is your life compared to like speaking from like, you know what I'm saying, fantasy, and then speaking from like a third person perspective of like what you see around you.
Truthfully, right now, so far, the song that I made, that I have in the vault and everything, I haven't got into my life that much yet. Me and my brother were actually talking about this the other day, and you know, he was actually saying he was excited about that because I got so much music that I made, and he's saying that he feel like I got a long way I can go now because I got a big story of ours that I haven't told yet. And so right now, I would say a pretty small little portion of it is, when I say not my life, like it's my life, but I haven't dove all the way into it, you know. So in a sense, most of it is still my life, but it's just not. It hasn't been dug into yet. I ain't really broke that ice all the way yet for them to really get to know, you know, who it is I am. So, you know, it's kind of tossed up right now, like a good mix, I would say.
But so how much I know you started making music in 2022. How much music do you got planned to drop next year?
So next year, I'm actually I'm towing the line a little bit because I'm a little bit between pacing myself and being a little thirsty. But I'm gonna at least drop 2 projects. One of which is gonna be called Malibu Music. That's coming up first. You know, it's a whole little thing behind that. But yeah, Malibu Music will be coming out first quarter of next year. I have a release date. Well, I have the release date, but I have the information announced the proper way. You know, going a little bit forward. I'm ending the year out on a certain note, so I definitely have at least 2 projects coming out next year, though.
Okay.
They're gonna be longer too. Instead of EPs, this year I'm gonna drop a little bit longer projects.
Yeah, I know. The last one you dropped, it was like 6 songs or whatever.
Yeah, EP,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How long is the next 2? You got like, you already got the track list already taken care of? Or you in the midst of making it, or like?
So for Malibu Music, the track list is done. The songs are actually already recorded and done. I just have a little bit of touching up to do and really some outside business things to take care of, more so than the art part of it. It's more so the business part that I'm working on to get it released properly. Because, you know, just going forward, I want to do it, you know, more quality. I want to do it better. I want to take a step up from what my last project was, what my last year looked like. I want to, you know, take that step up to be taken more seriously, really show who I am as an artist and even as an entrepreneur and as a brand. So, yeah, the track list is done. It's going to be at least 10 songs. I got a couple of songs that I'm just doing a little bit, I'm real, not indecisive, but sometimes I get a little overcritical. I kind of overthink. So I'm overthinking a couple songs. So it could be a little long.
Paralysis by analysis?
Yeah. But it's going to be at least 10, though. At least 10 songs.
All right. And then with both projects, do you got like a theme for each project?
Yes. The first project, Malibu Music, that's actually a theme based on the life that I'm kind of living right now. 2023 was a year full of like a lot of L's for me, and not nothing that I can't handle, but it was just the rug kept getting swept from under me this year. It just kept feeling like every time I turned around, it was another punch. And the last one that really hit me was I lost my vehicle that I was riding in, along with a bunch of deaths, losing this, and that. And this was kind of like, that straw that break the camel back. That's what that was. And so the meaning behind the Malibu music is, I know you probably familiar with Jeep music, King Lou. Yeah. So I was in the Jeep. I loved it. It's my second dream car. I was in my second car I ever wanted in my life. Doing my thing, and then on my birthday and the day I dropped my EP, actually, on the way back from the studio, I spent my birthday in the studio. That's what I do in my free time. On the way back from the studio, 11:41 p.m. on the E-way, man, my engine blew out on me, like random. I'm talking about car was in good maintenance. I took care of it. Everybody know me, I take care of my stuff, so it was kind of one of the things that was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things that I ain't had nothing to do with. I don't even know. I'm big on accountability. I'm like, damn, like, I ain't even had nothing to do with this. I just lost this. It was like that last look. And then what I bounced back to grab was a Chevy Malibu. And that's actually what I'm riding in right now. And it's like, the point is, the theme is I'm showing the world that I'm man enough to take that step back and downgrade my living for a minute when I need to. It's a bounce back story. It's a story of somebody who already going through a lot, and then they keep getting piled on, but you don't let it hold you back. You don't fold under. You keep grinding, and you're gonna come up again. Because my big thing is I understand that this too shall pass, and that don't just go for what's bad. What's good gonna pass too. Just like I was on my high horse for a minute, then I had a little low, and it's like. That's kind of where I'm at now, and even though I'm in like a lower thing, I know that I'm gonna come out of this. So that's kind of all of the music on there is even in the songs I'm talking about going from that Jeep to being in this Chevy and how I kind of had to take a little bit of a step back to take a bigger step forward. And to me, even deeper than that a lot of people wouldn't know is what I'm dealing with in my personal life. I could have got my truck fixed. I could have got it fixed the day after it happened, but I have a bigger situation going on with my family in which needed my real attention and real grind. All my finances, my hustle, everything I had to put out had to go to that. So it was me choosing my family over myself. And so the whole common theme of it is about selflessness, resilience, grind, pain, and not feeling like yourself, but still pushing through that feeling to get back to feeling better than feeling like yourself. So that's the thing for that. Then the second one is actually like a Lil Wayne kind of thing. I know you know Still and Sorry for the Wade. It's going to be one of those. It's all remixes, classic songs that we all know, done loved and played out. And, I just love to play with the words. It's me just, if I heard this beat for the first time, what would I have done on it? And some of them is kind of playing off their version just a tad bit, but making it mine. Like something like kind of like what Wayne do.
Yeah,
make a part. I'm just
yeah.
making a part 2, you know what I'm saying, or part 3. So for the year I got some substance music I feel like coming out, for the first time. Last year was more so me dropping some things to show that I'm here to stay, and now I'm ready to get into my real vault, my real bag, show what I really can do.
So you'll be straight. You want to elaborate on like some other things that may happen throughout the year?
Well, really, I'll just get it to you from the start. Last December, I'm in my car chilling, whatever, get a call. My mother had already been sick for a while. She had been battling some health problems, and she passed away on December 3rd last year. Just made a year this month, and so she passed away, and then that was so devastating because she is everything. I have a father, I have a good father too, but at the time he was dealing with he was dealing with some things as well. So her passing made me have to step into a role that, I can't say I wasn't ready for it because I kind of lived it my whole life, but it put me in a role that I had to really put my life and what I wanted to do to the side, which I'm fine with, it ain't no problem, not a complaint. So, that happened. Right after that, literally 2 weeks later, we had a problem with our landlord, and so our house went under. Long story short, we had to leave. We woke up, I'm talking about pipes busted, no heat, and then it was like the coldest part of the winter. It was like negative outside. It was so cold. It was colder in our house than outside. Like, we wake up breathing, you see the breath in the house. Like, it was so cold. So We all scrambled, living on people's couches and floors. We all split up. By we all, I mean me and my siblings. I got 5 younger siblings. We all split up, and then just the whole year, I just was grinding, like, you know, working extra jobs, doing whatever I could do to hustle up to get us a new crib, because we couldn't go back. Then one day we go back to the house to get some stuff. We couldn't even take nothing with us because they done trashed our house. And in the neighborhood I was living in, when you not there long enough, everybody noticed, and it's a grimy neighborhood, so it's all type of people out there, and you know they took everything. I'm talking about, like, they took everything. We couldn't even take no clothes, nothing, so we just left with whatever we had on. So, you know, that happened. A couple months later, man, my granddad gets real sick. You know, he ended up passing away. Then, you know, right after that, you know, I had the car situation going on. You know, then right after that, you know, my father dealing with some health stuff and all of that. And, you know, thank God his ain't so severe and he coming out of it. But, you know, those like the big things. It's a bunch of little things, but I could be talking for an hour if I go like that. But just talking about big blows that were taken and with what I've been trying to do for myself, it's hard to balance out both. So I just told myself that I was going to, you know, finish out the year strong, you know, with my music and my art. But I knew I had to tone down just a little bit to do better for them. But now that, you know, now that we all good, we stable again, we come up out of it, we living back together, got a crib, everything cool. Now I can push forward and really invest the effort and time that I would like to invest.
Right. Yeah, that's decent. You know what I'm saying? So when you was going through all that, like, did it? Was you able to take time to actually like focus on your mental health, or you had to put that aside for your siblings, or like how what was going on with that?
Honestly, first and foremost, I believe in God major. You know, I found him last year. You know, I had problems before that, but I found him last year. So first and foremost, God has been my rock, my guidance, my strength, my everything. But yeah, I definitely would say that I didn't get much time to really think about how I felt. You know, as a man, sometimes your feelings got to get pushed to the side for the agenda, and I understood that. And honestly, in a way, that kind of helped me get through the grind, because if I would have been grieving or in that grieving journey, if I would have started that journey while I was in that grind, it could have made the process that much harder. But the grind was pushing me to such a limit that I couldn't think that by the time I looked up, we was coming up out of it, and the mission was complete. And then this last month, I've been able to take some real time out and grieve and think about, you know, where I want to go, who I want to be, what I want to do. And so, you know, it's kind of a backwards process. I had to get the business handle, then take care of my mental, but it actually ended up working out. So to answer your question, I had to put my mental health to the side a little bit, but I work in mental health too, so I'm naturally okay with it. I know the type of things to cope and keep myself centered. So, you know, I worked on it how I could, but, you know, for the most part, I did have to push it to the side a little bit to get the agenda complete.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know all about that for sure, on a personal level. So as far as like your music, are you planning on putting a lot of that inside your music? Or you putting a little bit at a time out?
Oh man, I plan to pour my life into it. You know, now that I've accepted it, because at first, even when I first started putting music out, I was still half stepping. I wouldn't even put my face on the cover art. Like, if you go back and look, my first video, I'm not even looking at the camera. Like, I was still halfway, like, there. But now that I've embraced this, and I've embraced who I am and what I do as an artist, now I'm ready to pour everything out. Like, I'm not holding back no stories. I'm not holding back no experience. You know, I'm pouring out whatever I have to give, whatever I have that I can talk about and articulate, I'm going to put out. And I'm going to make as much music as I can make.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how? All right. So I noticed a lot of your videos. They not like the typical videos that you see in Chicago. How much like creative control you got in your videos? Like, are you the one directing, or you let the director direct it?
No, I'm 100%. Okay, so I 100% put them together. But then when I come together with my videographer, me and him, I have an intimate, a more intimate like network with my videographer. I work with him, like, so when we come together, as much as I put the plot and the concept together, what I want it to be, and then when I take it to him, I give him creative freedom on his end too. So when we shoot, it's like I'm here, he here, and then we like meet in the middle with it. So there's times I'm like, hey, let's do this, this, and that way. Then there's times he may think of something, hey, let's try this, and me and him, we got real good chemistry. So between both of us, we able to come together. So I mean, yeah, I come up with my plot, my concepts, my ideas, and everything. But once I sit down with him and we talk about it, we try to dig even deeper into it, and I give him like a lot of creative freedom, even with the editing and stuff like that, because I feel like why work with a videographer if he can't be one?
Yeah,
Like
I agree with that.
I wouldn't work with a chef and tell the chef, hey, half teaspoon of cumin. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Right.
like I'm gonna let a chef be a chef. So I feel that way about my videographer, and it really go well that way.
Oh that makes sense because like even like with me when I be shooting videos and stuff, sometimes like sometimes you'll get most of the time it's not even the rappers, it'd be like one of their homies or whatever. You always got that one director homie and like, oh, see what you should do is this right here, yada yada yada. And I'd be just looking like you don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like that's not how you do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always that one person that think that they know more than me. I've been doing it for years, so.
For sure. And I try not to do that to him because I know he been doing it for years. So it's almost it's like half creative freedom and half respect for his craft. Like I know he know what he's doing. I wouldn't even be working with him if I didn't. So I feel that.
Trust me. Yeah,
I feel that for sure.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So, all right. So, what's the pros and cons? So, I see a lot of your work is dropped on your page, and I know you've also dropped on other people's page. So, what's the pros and cons of dropping on your page, and then what's the pros and cons of dropping on somebody else's page?
Pros of dropping on my page is I'm able to have more content to put out because I do aspire to be a content creator, YouTuber, further than just music. So the biggest pro is just me being able to get more and more content and learning how to post, how to pay attention to my visibility and my engagement. Like just learning that side of this. And then the cons of it is that it's only my target reach, whoever I reach. And I don't have the biggest following. I don't have the biggest. I got some like loyal engagement and supporters though, but I don't have a real big outreach just yet. So that would be like the cons, like less eyes seeing my work. And then the pros of posting on somebody else's page is that it's more eyes, more different people, a whole different demographic, and I get a lot of times when other people post me, I get like new followers or new views and things like that. So that's good. But the cons to that would be, the only con I really have is that it's not on my page. I'm not greedy, but with me trying to build up my content, I would want my content on my page. But that would be the only con though. Nothing else about it really bothered me. Just besides it's not on my page for people to like, because I be liking when people bring my name up. You can just go to my page and see everything, and sometimes you got work on other people's pages, they can't find it, or they don't even know it exists sometimes. So that'll be the only con though.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I know. Like even when I was doing some research and stuff, like I could. So usually, I'm not gonna lie. Usually, when I type in people's names, all these stuff do pop up on like it pop up they stuff on their page and the stuff on other people's page.
Yeah, that's true.
But with you, for some reason, like your stuff that's on other people's page, I had to do a little bit more searching and stuff. But your page actually popped up on the very top, which is actually rare too. Because I know usually when I work with people, it'd be like this person page, it'd be they video on this person page, they video on this person page, and another video on this person page, and then it'd be they page that pop up. So how do you to like supplement the lack of reach that you got? How do you, try to like make up for that as far as like marketing and stuff like that?
So actually, marketing is what I'm learning now. That's been my next step of my career. First, it was putting music out. Then it was getting on camera. Then it was, So now I'm on the business side of it. How can I promo better, market better? Everything that go along with that, the social media and the reaching out, the network, and those are all the things that I lack at. Because me personally, I just like the music. Like if it was up to me,
right.
I would just sit in the studio, make songs, throw them out, and I would like somebody else who can do all that. But for me being a one-man show right now, I understand that. Of course, I got to tap into that bag. So, So really, the only really supplement that I have for it right now is to be as consistent as I can, post myself up until I get other people who feel the need to or feel like they want to. And then luckily I have a really, for what I feel like to be such a beginner, I feel like I do have a strong support system right now because, you know, if I post something, I already start off with 20 likes, shares, comments about, because I got 20 real people who really consider themselves fan of me, really consider themselves supportive of me. So, you know, just trying to be as consistent as I can is like that's the only thing that I feel like I can do right now. Just keep posting myself up and staying relevant, because I feel like the more people see you, the more that they see you posting new things, the more they see you reposting, or the more they see you putting yourself out there, it's like, okay, oh, he actually does. I had an artist tell me that. She was like, you know, when you first reach out to hit me up for a song, I didn't really take it that serious because you only had 1 or 2 songs, but then I see you posting a video every so often. I see that you like consistent, and so that was a real, that turned me up a lot too. That I gotta assume everybody else feels that way.
Yeah, so, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Even like with me, like I noticed, because I'm not even I don't really like social media like that because I be too busy living like my real life. You know what I'm saying? So shit, even with me, I notice I get a lot more like people reaching out to me and stuff for different things when I'm posting more, as opposed to when I'm out living my life and stuff and actually enjoying my real life and stuff. I don't get as many people, but like when I'm posting this, that, and the third, or I get a lot more people that actually hit me up. So yeah, that's a real thing. You would think that people would just reach out to you based off of needs and wants, but it ain't like that. Like perception is crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And speaking of it, I'm gonna say this because I want people to feel this way. Another thing that I think is big on the marketing and all that is comment, like, and share other people's work. Support other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, a big thing that I noticed is everybody want that support and that love, but a lot of people don't extend that. It's so many artists that done tried to work with me or even didn't try to work with me, but they sending me stuff they want me to share or like or this and that, but then I got videos and things that they don't never comment on or never, and ain't nothing wrong with it because I don't force nobody to tune in. Your support is whatever you want to do. Your engagement. But what I mean is, I got people who now tune into me simply because I shared they cooking or I shared they, you know, they trying to be a coach or whatever they trying to do. I done shared that, I done liked it and commented. You know, I showed that love, I extended that, and then now you build these relationships with people. Well, even if it's just a share for a share, you never know. Then I got people, I done been able to do service for a service because I done did this. I done been able to actually help other people get business. People done brought business to me, all because I feel like it's okay to extend that because everybody want to be crab in a bucket. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you another rapper, artist, whatever. You ain't in my lane because my lane is my lane. You feel me? Right. So it's like everybody don't feel that way though. So I feel like supporting others will help you get that support back too, for sure. So
that's part of the networking. You know what I'm saying? So I know you actually said a couple times, like, you know what I'm saying, how you really just want to work on just music. You want to just be focused on music. So are you looking for a manager, or do you got a manager or something like that?
I don't have a manager right now, and I'm almost wondering, do I want one? Because my goals and how I want my career to go isn't like the average rapper. I'm not looking to be, you know, J. Cole. I'm not looking to be like this, the most mainstream, biggest name, richest person on the earth. Like, I'm not necessarily looking for those things. So I don't know if I really need a manager. I feel like if I can get on my business enough to get what I'm trying to get out of this, which is really just more so I just enjoy doing it. If I can get what I want out of this game at the rate and the pace that I want it, then I don't feel like I would need one. But, you know, I'm also a realist. If I feel like, if a time comes where I feel like I'm not managing myself the right way, then I will be humble enough to bring one on for sure. But, you know, that's something that I want to be careful about, I would say. Can't work with everybody. So
Right. Yeah. So do you want to monetize what you're doing, or do you not really care about that? Like what? I mean, what's your goals?
I mean, being real, I do want to monetize it, but I want to monetize it for the goals of, if it becomes my job, like if it becomes what I can feed my people off of, then I have an excuse, or I have I have a valid reason to be doing it all day, every day. So that's my reason for wanting to monetize it, not more so for the chains and like all the flash. Like, I ain't really into all of that. I don't care for much of it. But when it comes to, if I could sit here and make verses all day, make beat, whatever it is, music wise, and that feed my family, then that's what I would love to do, because then I would be working in my passion, and then I'm not working. You know, I'm just living my life. You know, so that is my reason for wanting to monetize it. But outside of that, I'm not really thirsty about the money like that. You know, I really do enjoy the music. And then my biggest thing that I enjoy is I enjoy hearing other people enjoy it. Like sometimes I'm getting to a point now where I catch people listening to my music when I'm not around. Didn't mention it. I'll catch people like driving down the street, like even some of the people I know them, but even I'm not around them to cue that. It ain't like they see me down the street. Oh, let me cut it on or I'm finna get them. I'm finna get up with them. Let me cut it on. It's like they really enjoy it. So that's like my biggest thing. Like just really getting my art out there, letting the people enjoy it. You know, kind of getting the message I'm putting out. But monetizing it, I would like that. It would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, shit, that's normal for real. You know what I'm saying? Even like with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you're doing something creative, you should want to monetize it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing it full time, like like you said, it ain't work no more. You just doing what you want to. You really doing a hobby for it. It's like people that like streamers on Twitch or something like that. Like it's like you really just doing what you was gonna do anyway. You just doing it for longer amount of time, and you actually getting paid for it. So so what so how did you link up with Amber? And like y'all got an EP dropping soon? Cause I know the song that y'all just dropped. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty dope, and it seemed like y'all got some pretty good chemistry and stuff. So like y'all dropping an EP together or something like that?
Yeah, shout out Amber Anderson, man. No, I fuck with Amber heavy, man. We actually we went to high school together.
Okay.
Me and Amber, we went to she transferred to my school 2013, 2014, sophomore year. She came to school and everything. We ain't even talk much. That's what's crazy. We ain't talk much till like junior, senior year. We had a class together. We was like cool. But how we ended up connecting was once high school was over, and I saw her. She was actually making music, and then I'm like, damn, I ain't never know she made music. She was always real into like she was always like kind of a fashionista type. Like she had that energy, that she had that swag to be an artist, but I didn't know she was one. And so when we got out of high school, and I'm seeing her posting, and she posts like dope ass content, like she posts like actual videos. She put real effort in a lot to her videos, so. Me seeing her work ethic and me seeing that she had talent on top of her work ethic, that made me reach out. I'm like, she actually the one who told me that she wasn't gonna do the song with me just at first, and till she saw I was a little more consistent. So shout out to her for that too, because that was also another push. But yeah, I just reached out to her. I told her straight up like, hey, I know I'm just starting out. I know you down the road a little bit, but I would love to work with you. We could at least, link up, see if there's something we can do. And what ended up being crazy was the night that I hit her up, she was like, okay, let's chop it up. We FaceTime. We made that song on the phone. We pulled up. We played like 2 or 3 beats, random beats. That third one came on. She just was like, she like said the little hook, like she like mumbled it. And shit, we made the song right then and there. We sent each other verses within like a week or so. Got in the studio, actually recorded it, and actually, little spoiler, we actually just shot a video for it. So we're gonna have a video coming out for y'all. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Valentine's Day, 24th. A little bit later than we expected, but it's still gonna come out. We still gonna get it going. So, yeah, that's pretty much me and her story.
All right, bet. So wait a minute. So as far as your 2 projects that you got dropping next year, you got her featured on it.
Actually, I believe she is gonna end up being featured on one because I actually was with her not too long ago, and we were swapping a little music, kind of pitched some ideas to each other, and I played her this one song. She actually ended up liking it. So I think that if she get the part on there how she wants in the time frame of the drop and everything, she'll definitely be on one of the projects. But even if not, me and her already got work that's gonna be coming out regardless. So but I do think she will have a slot on the project.
All right. And then who else do you got featured on the projects for next year too?
I actually, because I didn't do no features on my first project.
Yeah.
I actually ain't really put out almost no features, but like 2 or 3 so far. But on this project, my big cousin Bando Block is gonna be on there. My other man Buddha Game Changer is gonna be on there, and then my man J Mo is gonna be on there. It's another slot that could possibly happen. Like I said, I'm still doing a little bit of last minute tweaking on the song list. But yeah, those are 3 that's on there for sure. They got some real dope verses that I like on some real good songs. And I'm definitely just as excited as I am to put my work out there. I'm excited to kind of bring them out too. Even though Bando, he already got his own thing going on too. Go shout out my cousin Bando Block. Go get up with him. But I'm definitely excited to see, everybody to see what they got too. You know what I'm saying? Like, see our culture, where we come from.
Right,
right. They embody that. We are from same conditions. So.
Right. So, so as far as like your plan for next year, you got you know what I'm saying? So like as far as like your plan for next year, you got like a certain way that you feel like that you're gonna actually drop. Like as far as like your music, you're gonna drop like I'm gonna drop this project, drop probably like a blog or 2, probably you know what I'm saying, a few videos and stuff like what all you got planned?
So for me, how I do with videos is I do the videos to the songs that instantly give me video vibes. Like, and what I mean by that is, if I play a song or I make a song and I instantly have a theme in my head or a concept, then those are the ones I decide. And so far, I do have at least 2 or 3 videos that will be released with the project. Not the day of. Like, I don't just drop everything at once, but I will be doing at least 2 or 3 videos on that project, on the first one. And then, I pretty much am going to drop the actual drop date, and then I usually drop a video before, and then I'll drop a video after, and then the third video, that'll be like more so I go with the flow with that, because I'm planned out and I'm organized, but I'm also real big on being spontaneous, because a big part of my creativity is being spontaneous, being kind of on the whim, because sometimes I just come up with stuff and I'll be like, oh, let's do that. So, it's really no telling just exactly how I may drop the videos in format or drop everything, but it will be some drops. It's gonna be consistent all year. All year is gonna be something going on. I'm gonna make sure I'm in everybody's face.
All right, bet. So yeah, let everybody know, like, you know what I'm saying, where they can find you at. And I'm gonna make sure I put the links up under the video too.
Sure. So on Instagram is hellified.p. So HELLIFIED.p. And then my backup page is PNotez _PNotez _. And then Facebook, you can just go on there, PJ Gray, PJGRAY. And really from there, everything is on there. My YouTube is PNotez, PNotez. And I got my link tree and everything in all my bios. So if you go to any of those I just named, it'll take you to everything else. I got whatever you need. And that's where y'all can stay tuned with me at. And it'll be a whole lot of work to come for sure.
All right, bet.